morning, children. I'm Husana Barucha and I'm going to teach you Social Science of Class 8. Today, we are going to learn Civics first chapter, that is the Indian Constitution. Children, you must be aware about the word Constitution, right? In your previous classes, that is in your 6th and 7th class, you must have learned about the Constitution. Now, the question arises, you might be thinking, why we need the Constitution, or the question also arises in your mind that how the constitution got it written, means who might have written this constitution. As you all know that our constitution is a handwritten and it is the longest constitution, handwritten longest constitution in the world, right? Now these are the questions which is to be answered in this chapter, right? Now before that, as I'll tell you that Constitution means certain rules and regulations to be followed. As you are right now under a quarantine and you might be spending your time by playing some indoor games, and you all know that each and every game has its own rules and regulations to be followed. For example, if I tell you that, for example, game of a football, right? Each and every player who is playing a football, that player is not allowed to touch the ball, right, with their hands, except rest of the parts of the body. Only and only the goalkeeper who is on near the net, who is a goalkeeper, that person is only allowed to touch the ball with his hand as well as the rest of the parts of the body, right? These are the certain rules and regulations of the football. Similarly, each and every game which has been played has its own rules and regulations to be followed while playing that game, right? Now, before we go for these two questions, right, we will see that why we need a constitution, right? Now, one thing is very sure, that each and every country who has a constitution, either it is a monarchy or either it is a, what you can say, democratic country, has its own constitution. Means each and every country has its own constitution, that is either that country is monarchy or either it is a democratic country. Each and every country has its own constitution, right? Now I'll tell you one example about the border country, that is the Nepal. Like before decades, like for example 1990, in the year 1990, that country was under rule of a monarchy, the king, right? The king was ruling that country, but still the constitution was there, right? They have framed the constitution. Now recently in 2015, this country, that is Nepal, after many ups and downs, that country has become a democracy, but still the constitution is there. So this is a live example that whether the country is a monarchy, whether the country is a democratic, still there is a need of a constitution. Means there is a need of a constitution, means rules and regulation of that particular country is a must. Now I'll tell you one example. There is a one classroom, one school. For example, if I take an example of your own class, right? There is one student, his name is Suresh, and he is a monitor of a class. Now coincidentally, the class teacher has some work and she has to rush out from the classroom. Then she handles the responsibility to monitor Suresh, that take care of the class where she is absent in the class. Now the teacher is away from the class, and the this boy Suresh is not being liked by rest of the his classmates, because he is bullied, right? Now many students don't like him, right? But still he is a monitor, right? And when the teacher is back, this Suresh, he unknowingly or willingly, he just tell the name, child name, that is Anil. He just gave the name to the teacher that Anil was playing a mischief. But this Anil, he was a very innocent guy, he was very studious, and he was very decent guy. But still, this Suresh, he just had a prank and he gives the name to the teacher that Anil was playing mischief in the class in the absence of yours. in the classroom. Now, teachers, when he listens to race, she gives punishment to the Anil that he is supposed to write 100 times that he will not play mischief in the classroom anymore, right? Now, this was the punishment given to the Anil. Anil insisted that, teacher, I am innocent, I didn't do anything wrong in the classroom. I was just sitting quietly and I was doing my work. Now, these are the cases in the constitution. Many people whom we elect, whom we select, and they are in the position and they are using the powers, their what you can say, the position in wrong ways also. Actually, when we are selecting that person, means that person is that person has to take care of or has to take care and even look after our needs and requirements, and he has to take care of the rules and regulations of the country. But sometimes it not happens, right? Now these are the things which we will see. Further, we will see to these questions also in the next lecture. Soon we will see you. Thank you for this lecture.